H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HNHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resource and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call, 402-466-6606, or visit high-electric.com to get started.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, apart from a slight storm chance late in the day, we'll see mainly sunny skies and a high of around 85. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of storms, otherwise mostly clear skies, a low of around 64. And tomorrow mostly sunny, and then an afternoon storm chance is possible. We'll see a high of around 90. The meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, but no. The Block, I'm Austin. Joined by Nick Sainert. Old man Strick can't figure out how Wi-Fi works.
Dang.
We've had Wi-Fi for how long, and this man Strick can't figure it out. Stricky, you were great yesterday. What happened? What are we doing?
This was the text that I got just a little bit ago. Hey, man, I've been trying to log in from the hotel, and it's the slowest without any chance of adding faster speed. Would you be able to hold it down for me? And so I said, yeah. But so slow Wi-Fi at the hotel.
So this makes me wonder if you even tried the hotspot.
Yeah,
I
wonder.
Probably not reliable.
It's probably not reliable. And you don't want, the tough part, I think, sometimes about hotels is that you don't want it cutting in and out.
Right.
I was actually recording my podcast last night that is going to air tonight. We sat down with Eddie Messel of 1011, formerly of 1011 Sports, by the way. He's going to be hanging out with me tonight on Nick and Friends at 6 p.m. Little shameless plug there.
Go.
But no matter what, it was slowly cutting in and out. And I said, all right, we just got to restart. We were 10 minutes in and I was like, we're not doing this. We got to restart, find a new spot. I think you don't want this radio show. Obviously, it sounds better when you're in the studio. I can't match Eric Strickland's basketball knowledge, but I can try my best. So to just fill in firmly for him.
Jake mistook me for Strike when I walked in today.
Oh, is that right?
No, he didn't. I was sitting down and he walked in and he said, Strick, you look different today. Yeah, it's because I'm not Strick.
Because you're not Strick.
I can shoot better than Strick. But
okay. I do have videos, and Strick knows this, so I'm okay with telling him that. Last year at the Battle of the Vault, Strick, we had courtside seats that we got to watch some of the games for, And like I remember watching the Mississippi State game, Mississippi State and Drake.
Mhm.
And man, that was a good one because Mississippi State was undefeated at that point.
Right.
And Drake ends up beating Mississippi State at
Missouri
PBA.
Valley champion Drake.
Yes. Yeah. And what's crazy is we were sitting there in between games getting ready for the Nebraska game going on against Queens. And Strick was putting some shots up. And the first probably 6 shots that Strick shot or put up, 5 of them missed the rim. And he was wearing like a suit jacket. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. But I had videos because prior to that day, he's like, yeah, I'm going to get some shots up in between games. And I feel pretty confident in my abilities. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just start videoing. And it was 1 miss, then 2 miss, then 3 miss. And as soon as I stopped videoing, he started making shots.
Shocker.
But I just have this video in my camera roll of Strick, a former NBAer and Husker Hall of Famer, just missing a couple shots in a row, which is like very rare, obviously, for a guy of his talent.
It would have been one thing if he said, I'm going to get shots up between games.
Yeah.
Then he adds and I feel pretty confident
about it.
That's the part that kills you.
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.B. had a good fishing haul. Thanks for sending that in on the start.
Shout out to Notorious B.I.B. Congrats, man.
402-464-5685 if you have your own fishing haul or any comments on the show. Thanks for watching as well. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. You're finishing your grid?
Yeah,
How's it going?
It's not been good.
Oh.
I've gotten 2 of them wrong.
Ooh.
So on Immaculate Grid, obviously, is what we're talking about. I messed up. I got the Colorado Rockies 30-plus stolen bases in a season wrong, and I took a guess with the Cleveland Guardians, I suppose, with the 30-plus stolen bases, and both of them were incorrect. So not good. The best I can finish is 6 out of 8. And I'm sure I feel pretty confident in my ability to finish 6 out of 8, but the 30-plus stolen bases are tough.
Let's just finish it out here because we only got a few minutes left in the segment. Pick your favorite box. We'll talk through it.
Let's go Cleveland Guardians 30-plus stolen bases, because the only other one I can think of that's somewhat recent is Rajay Davis, but did he have 30? 30 is actually a quite a bit,
especially with quote unquote old baseball rules before this year. You mentioned Lindor, which I think is a fine guess.
He is incorrect.
Oh,
that's who I guessed.
Gotcha. Let me think. I got this one right. I'm trying to think of other guys. Did Miles Straw get 30? Is he on base enough to get 30?
Yeah, that's just what tough.
Do you want to know who I went with?
Go ahead.
Kenny Lofton.
That's one. Yeah, I probably should have thought about that one.
48%.
Yep. I probably should have thought about that one. So we can go through some of the guys, I guess, for the Diamondbacks. One of them that was 30-plus stolen bases. I mean, AJ Pollock in his prime.
Could have been.
I think AJ Pollock is one of them. For some reason.
Not Kettle Marte.
No. For some reason, I get the feeling that did Goldschmidt?
I used Goldschmidt for another one, a different answer.
I'm gonna put Paul Goldschmidt into the 30-plus stolen, and then he got 30-plus stolen bases.
Nice, good
which
call.
is surprising because if you know anything about Paul Goldschmidt, he's not the best runner. Obviously,
no.
I think AJ Pollock also would have probably sufficed there as well. But I mean, otherwise, like Cardinals and Diamondbacks, you could put like John Jay. John Jay has practically played for everybody.
AJ Pollock only stole 30 bases or more once in his career.
Oh, how about that?
It was with Arizona, so it was
with Arizona. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, for the Padres and Diamondbacks, here's one that I'm thinking of. You might not. Carlos Quentin.
That's right.
Carlos
I forgot about
Quentin.
that guy. Yeah.
So that's a good one. I have a feeling that might be 3%, because a lot of people think about Quentin on the Sox, on the White Sox. That is.
Mm-hmm.
And such. I mean, you could also throw Justin Upton into that one, but that one's more of a
probably better known.
Yeah, well known. Mm-hmm. One guy that just came to my mind about Cleveland with 30-plus stolen bases, Jason Kipnis.
Did he run that much?
We're gonna try it here.
Find out.
We're gonna find out. Jason Kipnis. It works.
Nice.
So I only unfortunately have one guess left, so I'm gonna get 6 out of 8.
Which box are you going for? Because the only box I have left is Rockies and Padres, and I can't think of anyone.
Rockies and Padres. We might have to come back to this one.
What other boxes are you not going to go for, I guess?
I won't worry about St. Louis and Cleveland.
Andrew Miller.
Okay, that's a good one. Hey, whatever happened to Andrew Miller? One of the
Fell
best,
off the face
one
of
of
the
one of the
earth.
best relievers in all of baseball. We talked about guys that were super valuable at the trade deadline, and he was the one that got traded from, was it the Yankees to the Guard or Indians at that time, because he was trying to help the Indians with their World Series run against the Cubs. And David Ross ended up in 2016 hitting in his last at bat the home run off of Andrew Miller.
Yep. And then he played with Cleveland in 2017 and 18 before signing with the Cardinals.
Gotcha.
And he didn't pitch last year. I think he's just out of the league. He was 36 in 2021.
Here's one that's for the Padres and Rockies. I just thought of a couple. He was the shortstop, I think he was one of the number one prospect in all of baseball, Jurickson Profar. Because Jurickson, I believe, is with the Rockies currently, or is he with the? I believe he's with the Rockies here in 2023.
Good pull. Well done.
I'm gonna look it up. I already put in Jurickson Profar. Profar is currently with the Rockies.
Good call.
So he was with the Padres up until 2022, and then joined the Rockies on a 1-year, $605,000 deal.
That's got to be like close to the minimum.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. But
nice.
For some reason, I thought that he was the number. Was he the number one pick? There was somebody.
He was a high pick.
There was somebody with the Padres that you're surprised that he's the number one pick.
Let's see.
Oh no, it's Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah, he's with the Tigers.
That's the one that I always forget was the number one guy in 2020. I believe he was the number one draft pick for the Detroit Tigers, and he slowly came up, or quickly. I mean, swiftly came up and quietly up the major league system. But Torkelson, somebody says Juan Pierre for the Rockies.
That's a guy I think about with the Marlins.
Yeah, I never think about Juan Pierre with the Rockies. San Diego, and just to fill out the two, the Padres and Cleveland.
Brad Hand.
Another big trade deadline guy. Another big one. Interesting stuff there. The Padres are and we talked about it a little bit last hour with you, or just in the crossover. The Padres are so weird because they go out and they get Juan Soto, and they have all these pieces, and yet they are a couple games under 500 and in third in the NL West.
Way out.
Yeah. And so you look at just what's next for the Padres. The NL West, Padres are, fourth in the NL West, 10 games back from the first place Dodgers. Believe it or not, the Diamondbacks are just 2 games back.
Dodgers just caught him.
This is definitely the year of some surprising teams where it's like the last, 6-7 years, teams that haven't been involved in a divisional race are there. The Rangers are at the top of the AL West at 58-39. I don't really want to talk about the AL Central necessarily.
It's the Rangers, the Orioles, it's the Reds.
Yeah, the Reds,
the
Diamondbacks. So it's
Pittsburgh
just
before they fell off.
The fact that the Yankees are in last behind the Red Sox. The White Sox are getting ready to trade Tim Anderson at the deadline, I would assume. It's crazy that and then also the Mariners, after their exciting and thrilling year, they had to come back on the road at Toronto to clinch the wild card at the end of last season, and they're 9.5 games back in the AL West. It's just kind of a funky upside down year in divisional races,
which makes me wonder what the postseason is going to look like.
Yeah,
and if the trade deadline plays any part in that. Good stuff there in that first segment. Let's take a break. Talk some NIL. Lane Kiffin making some waves with SEC Media Days. Tennessee paid $3,000 to Walter Nolan, and Nebraska volleyball raking in the cash as well. We'll talk some NIL, some college sports as we continue on the block.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Service Company every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Register to win one of 4 $500 gift certificates from Graham Tire Company of Lincoln during their anniversary sale going on now. Instant rebates on Goodyear, Kumo, and Cook and Nokian tires. Additional mail-in rebates on select Goodyear tires. Double your mail-in rebate when you use your Goodyear card to $260 savings on 4 select tires. Hurry in for the savings and your chance to win a $500 gift certificate given away to 4 lucky local winners. Graham Tire and Auto Service, getting you to the places that matter most.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at paalincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and
For today, apart from a slight storm chance late in the day, we'll see mainly sunny skies and a high of around 85. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of storms, otherwise mostly clear skies, a little around 64. And tomorrow mostly sunny, and then an afternoon storm chance is possible. We'll see a high of around 90. The meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Austin Norman and Nick Sainert with you, actually, for the next hour and a half or so. Strick on the road. He is out today. And then he'll be on the road to Big Ten Media Days, if I'm not mistaken. I think he'll be a part of that crew, so stay tuned for that. Bringing it into some NIL here on the block. Nick, do you want to start with the college football or the college volleyball aspect of it?
Let's go college volleyball, because this one's a little more unprecedented.
That it is. So Nebraska volleyball, it was announced yesterday, was the recipient of a $5 million check or $5 million deal over 10 years, thanks in part to the big collective 1890 over there for Husker Athletics. 10 years, $5 million. If my math checks out, that's $500,000 a year.
It is.
Okay, good. The degree still counts. It still works.
Somehow.
Good job. When I think about this, like, my first thought is I like that it's a team-based thing. And I think that approach, earmarking it for Nebraska volleyball and not just specific players, makes sense for Nebraska volleyball in the context of that program. You've had some big name, earners, I guess, in the past that came through, like Lexi Sun especially comes to mind recently. But what I think John Cook has done has been an impressive job of finding those elite individual talents and yet folding them into the construct of the team, where no one player's brand overpowers the team. It's about coming together and combining those individual talents into something even greater than all the sum of the parts sort of deal.
Yeah.
So this, I think, is a great way to make that support consistent, to make sure everyone on the team is supported, and where, these athletes can still sign their own deals if they want to, if they're, sought after and they've done the work and the legwork to make them. But I like that this is a team-based approach, because to me that fits the Nebraska ethos under John Cook.
So the financial technology company called Just Data, I should say, was the company that announced on Wednesday that I was entering a partnership with the 1890 initiative. Just Data partnered with Nebraska Crossing in 2013 to make the Gretna Outlet Mall, basically, and has partnered with former NFL quarterback Drew Brees. Purdue Volleyball, according to the press release, is working with Just Data as well. So Nebraska is the second program. Goodness, I almost said organization. Second program to volleyball specifically to be working with this Just Data. John Cook said, "Thank you to the Nebraska Crossing team for this generous gift to 1890 in support of the Husker volleyball. Your vision for NIL is a game changer for Husker volleyball and will propel our program for years to come." Here's what's wild, Austin, and it's kind of piggybacks off of what you just said. Nebraska volleyball is so fascinating in the idea that they're similar to Alabama football, just on a much smaller scale, to where and maybe now it's Georgia football has kind of come over and taken over Alabama, but they're a program where year in and year out, they're going to get multiple top 20 recruits in the country, multiple, if not top 10. And in that, there is no belief that, I was the number one player in the country, I'm coming in and going to have a starting spot day one. Well, tell that to Kennedy or tell that to somebody else, that they just feel like they're going to come in and be able to do their thing and get a starting job day one. That's not the case. You're going in football's terms. Nebraska volleyball has to beat out multiple 5 stars, and they commit and they sign to Nebraska knowing that's the case. And that's what's so crazy in this day and age of college athletics, to where that's so foreign, it feels like, or that after 1 year in football, obviously larger scale, much more bodies, many more bodies, that guys will move on, go to the transfer portal, whatever it may be. That hasn't been the case at Nebraska. They haven't lost. This player was the number 2 player in the country last year. Ani Evans was one of them who has spent 3 or 4 years in Nebraska, and in the final season of her eligibility transfers to San Diego. right? Winnie Lonstein just decided to give up or just retire from volleyball because of some off the field stuff with her family. Like Nebraska, for what it's worth, hasn't been bitten by this transfer bug. And it's because of this complete transparency from top to bottom that, hey, you're going to come here and you're going to sit, or if you're good enough, you can have an opportunity to play, but you might sit for 1 or 2 years. But by year 3, you're going to have an opportunity to compete for a national championship.
And you get the ring just the same because you're on the team. You know, they will at Nebraska continue to invest in you, right? You're not just going to sit on the bench and be bored. You will still be going against the best of the best. And that's a sales pitch that very few programs have. And I think, like you said, it's similar but different to football, where football, you without a doubt are waiting those 2 or 3 years unless you are like Will Anderson level special. But there's also more competition, like you said, with the sheer number of bodies. Yeah, there's more positions on the football field, but there are more guys competing for that spot, given the roster size. Volleyball, you might have one player to beat out, sometimes two, depending on how the previous recruiting classes stack up. And someone on the text line says it's approximately $29,400 per player per year. I got different numbers. So if you're going off of the allotted scholarships, which is 12 for volleyball, if it's the scholarship players that get it, it's about 42,000. But according to my count, there are 14 players on the roster for this season. 14 into 500,000 is $35,700 per player per year.
Exactly. Per year.
Again, and that's over 10 years. So starting now for the next 10 seasons, Nebraska volleyball players, scholarship or not, get about $35,000 a piece.
And that's if we don't know maybe how is it going to be even between every player? We don't know. Is this potentially even for locker room upgrades? Can this be used for facility upgrades?
That's where I'm going to say no, because if they did that, they just send it in as a regular boost.
And that makes sense.
My guess.
That makes
if
sense.
it's going to 1890, it better go to the players.
It's specifically for the players. We talk about the talent that they're bringing in. Just to remind folks, Nebraska is relatively young this year, right? Nebraska brings in a volleyball recruiting class of 2023. So last year. So these were players that are already here and available to play this fall. The number 2, number 4, number 5, number 7, and number 13 recruits in the country. So we just talked about it, how it's like, yeah, you might have, 2 or 3 in the top 15. Try your entire recruiting class. Your entire recruiting class in the top 15, according to Prep Volleyball. So this $5 million, not that Jalen Reyes and John Cook and Kelly Hunter needed more ammunition
and Jordan Larson now.
And now Jordan Larson, more ammunition to use on the recruiting trail. But now for not the next recruiting class, not for the next, for the next probably at least 7 recruiting classes, you can say, hey, while you're at Nebraska, you're making a substantial amount of money just through NIL. And that's not including the other deals that you have that are orchestrated through Open Doors and through on your own and through agents. That's not including all that. This is just for us. And so if high school players needed any more of a reason to take note in Nebraska, if you're a top player in the country, here it is.
You mentioned the youth on the team. How many seniors does Nebraska volleyball have on the team?
Zero.
Not a single senior. And that to me plays into a question from the text line. If Nebraska gets pounded by Wisconsin again twice this year, should Cook's seat be warm? First of all, that's a laughable concept.
Yeah.
Right? Let's not pretend like John Cook isn't working to beat Wisconsin, right? He adjusted to beat Penn State when Nebraska got to the Big Ten. Wisconsin built what they do around beating Nebraska, right? They have had their run, but the pressure is more on Wisconsin, I think, to sustain it, because this is the best run in school history, what they've been on. So for me, the pressure is on Wisconsin to prove that this last 4-year run, this last class, wasn't a fluke, right? Yes, Nebraska has to make adjustments. Yes, Nebraska has to start beating Wisconsin. That's been a thorn in their side. Minnesota's been up and down with them. Ohio State might be on the rise. They've had some talent there. But no, John Cook's seat isn't warm. John Cook is working to beat Wisconsin, and John Cook has more than earned the right to go out on his own terms.
Yeah. So I just looked up some of John Cook's record, and it is unfathomable on how good he has been. And I hate to use the word good because that's such a generalized descriptive or adjective.
Mhm.
But Austin, the guy is 656-98.
Hasn't even lost 100 games.
And here's this, just to add
In
to
20
it.
years.
Just to add to it, during his time against ranked teams, he has compiled a 216-84 record. The man has lost to just 14 unranked teams. 14 unranked teams.
It's not even happening once a year.
It's unbelievable how successful they've been to the NCAA tournament in 22 of his last 23 years.
And the 1 year they didn't go, cancel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just unbelievable how successful John Cook has been. And we're at this point now in Nebraska athletics. I'm a hope and expect, hopefully, that the unnamed texter was potentially sarcastic with John Cook's seat being warm at anything. In my eyes, John Cook could lose 15 games this year and his seat would not be warm.
And Nebraska still might get in depending on who they beat.
Bingo. Bingo.
The Big Ten is an incredibly stacked volleyball conference.
It is. And John Cook is that guy where he's going to get a statue. Oh,
he is.
Do you not? Okay,
No,
I thought you were going to disagree with that.
But no.
Okay.
The only way he doesn't get a statue is if they name the court after him instead.
They can't.
Yeah. Terry Pettit Court.
Why not give Terry Pettit a statue? Give John Cook the court.
You already gave Terry Pettit the court. That was going to be my thing. Is if it'll probably be a statue, but
he deserves more than a statue.
The court's already named after Terry Pettit, and the center's already named after Bob Devaney.
Dang.
So unless you build a designated like volleyball locker room like gymnastics has now, like the football one isn't football, it's all sports, but unless you build like a designated volleyball like training area and name that the John Cook volleyball training facility, whatever, like it's just be a statue.
What if?
But it's still a statue.
What if the Bob Devaney Athletic Success Center, something like that, for the new facility next to the football stadium?
Okay.
The John Cook Center.
The Cook? We already had the Cook Pavilion.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. That
he deserves more than a statue.
He does. I understand that.
Give him the new training facility. It's supposed to be all sports.
It is.
However, the most winningest coach at Nebraska,
Rhonda Rubel,
is Rhonda.
That is true.
But there's plenty of opportunities with softball facilities.
You can name the field after her.
Yeah. Bowling State, Rhonda Rubel Field at Bowling Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Tom Osborne Field at Memorial Stadium.
I
Terry
don't know.
Pettit Court in Bob Devet. That's a lot of names.
I don't know, guys, but like that's what's crazy. And Notorious B.I.B. says this. Just face it, guys. John Cook is the best volleyball coach in the world right now.
This is where I would have loved to have seen John Cook be the head coach of the national team, like Mike Krzyzewski did for the Olympic basketball team. Obviously, John Cook has the right to say no, and what Coach Karai did with the national team is obviously very good as well. But just imagine if there was another level to what John Cook was doing because he was the head coach of the national team too.
I still can't get over the statistic that he has only lost to 14 unranked opponents in his entire career. 14.
Do you have those unranked opponents?
I could probably find them real quick.
Let's go to break and see if we can
that's
find
what's
it.
that's what's mind-boggling is that these are teams that maybe this is throughout regular season and postseason. These are teams that maybe like, oh yeah, they just lost last week, so they fell out of the top 25.
That was going to be my thing. I was like, how many of those are fringe top 25?
That's what I'm saying is like, there's been a lot of times where like Kansas, and I don't know if this is a team like Kansas, they've lost to somebody they shouldn't have lost in the Big 12, and they lost to Texas, and that's 2 straight losses, and they fall out of the top 25 for a week, and then they're right back in it. And it's like, it's just crazy to think about throughout all the games he's coached, 14 losses, 14 of frankly just his 98 in general, which is unreal. Just 14 of them were to unranked opponents.
It's probably trickier to find, but I wonder if we could find the RPI of the teams that they lost to. That'll be our project over break. Also on the women's sports front, up in Papillion, we got some news today. We'll go over some Husker softball-related news from Papillion when we get back.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better, pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
It's a new era for Nebraska football with a new head coach. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days. Live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on July 26th and 27th. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Vershawn Jackson, Terrell Farley, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, and Jake Sorensen will be in Indy for our shows on Wednesday and Thursday. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate, Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, and the 1890 Initiative.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the door, installation of the door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, apart from a slight storm chance late in the day, we'll see mainly sunny skies and a high of around 85. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of storms, otherwise mostly clear skies, a low of around 64. And tomorrow mostly sunny, and then an afternoon storm chance is possible. We'll see a high of around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
It's Christmas in July at Pillar Restaurant Group when you purchase a $100 gift card and receive a $15 bonus card. One gift card for all of our locations, including Venue Restaurant Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, the Butchery and Venue at Home, and all Lincoln Good Sense subs. Our Christmas in July gift card special is available at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations or online at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 gift card.
H&H Roofing in 2015 is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to hnhroofs.com for more information, or call 402-359-2546.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again. And with me on the line, Goodyear General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership is. Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award. And I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the block, wrapping up hour one. Some Husker softball-related news. Really cool story out of Papillion. Kind of the Husker pipeline, I guess, for the softball program. Plenty of really good talent has come to Nebraska by way of Papillion. And the news today, we've got a couple of streets getting renamed up in Papillion. At the Papillion Landing Softball Complex, you have two new streets, Jordan Ball Boulevard and Peaches James Way. Yeah. Fantastic honor for Peaches James, one of the best players in program history, probably the best pitcher, Nebraska program history. And no pressure, Jordy Ball. You already got a street named after you. Haven't thrown a pitch for your hometown team.
For at least Nebraska. But I mean, we talked about it yesterday, Austin. Like throughout the fall schedule, I'm going to find myself gravitating towards Bowlin Stadium on September 14th when they're playing an intra-squad scrimmage. Because that's going to be Nebraska fans' first chance to see Jordy Ball, whether despite it being in just a scrimmage, in a Nebraska uniform. That's the time that if it hasn't sunk in yet, when you see her take the circle and step in and fire off the rubber, that with the eye black and the headband, the Jordy Ball look, and it's in a Nebraska Cornhuskers uniform, that's when it's really going to set in. Like, all right, Nebraska got the best pitcher in the entire country.
They better wear the pinstripes for the first one.
You love the pinstripes.
That's the bit. I've said it before, and I'll say it forever. The pinstripe, the red with the white
Yankees
pinstripes.
It's
not that. The red jersey with the white pinstripes are the best jerseys on campus.
They probably won't wear their actual jerseys.
They won't. They didn't wear them last time.
Scrimmage. So they'll probably just wear like their practice shirts.
Where are you guys at with giving Jordy Ball a street name before she's pitched for Nebraska?
Is
it okay because it's a Papillion thing, not a Nebraska thing?
Me and Nick kind of talked about it just very shortly, where I was like, she hasn't even done anything for Nebraska yet. But you look at what she did coming out of Papillion as the #1 overall recruit in the nation, going to Oklahoma, winning Freshman of the Year, winning a national championship, taking Oklahoma, well, not take, they were all stacked anyways, but being the ace for Oklahoma this last season to another national championship, being the best player in the entire Women's College World Series. I mean, that's a lot to accomplish in 2 years, and this is just for the city of Papillion, where she's from, where she grew up, she went to high school, so this isn't a Nebraska thing, it's a Papillion thing.
So here are, and I have these saved on a little link because I knew we'd revisit, because it's just mind-boggling how good Jordy Ball has been in her career, both high school and college. She finished her high school career at Papillion, and this I think constitutes a street being named after you.
Yeah,
a 95-3 record.
She lost 3 times.
She lost 3 times, a 0.63 earned run average, and 978 strikeouts in 523 innings.
So she averaged 10 strikeouts a game.
Yeah.
Just disgusting.
95-3 record. She also recorded 63 complete games and 1 perfect game. And as Rico alluded to, she was ranked as the nation's #1 recruit in the class of 2021 by Softball America and Extra Innings Softball.
That Papillion team,
95-3.
that senior class lost 3 games their entire career, won state 4 times.
Yeah.
And I believe all of them went D1.
So during her senior year in 2021, Jordy Ball posted a 27-0 record at Papillion La Vista with a .1 earned run average, surrendering just 27 hits and 15 walks in 137 innings pitched, while striking out 316 batters.
This is not to take
She
away
also batted .510 with 20 home runs and 55 RBIs. And as you can assume, she was named the Nebraska Softball Player of the Year.
Put her on the grid.
Oh, surprising.
That is unbelievable.
Like, we're laughing just because those stats are hilarious, because like how? Like you're sitting everyone down and you're hitting half of the time when you're up to bat.
And she went to Oklahoma and didn't hit.
Is there a better athlete in prep history in Nebraska?
She's got to be up there.
Got to be up there. I just, once again, just her senior year in one single season. Oh, here's her junior year.
Okay.
Her junior year.
Did she lose a game then?
She posted a 27-0 record with a .15 earned run average.
Oh, wow. How dare she?
Surrendering 27 hits again.
1 hit a game.
She allowed a total of 54 hits in 54 games. For her last 2 years, junior and senior year combined, she allowed a total of 54 hits and 24 walks and 139.
She went 54-0
innings.
Yeah.
While striking out 299 batters. Her junior year, she hit .581 with 22 home runs and 59 RBIs, tying the Class A single season record with 22 home runs.
Only tied it. 1 more home run.
Well, she was busy striking people out, Austin.
1 more home run. Got to work on it, Coach Ravel.
Well, if she would have got 1 more strikeout, she would have 300.
This
Can you imagine?
Unreal.
Can you imagine getting the home run record and striking out 300 people?
Guys,
she's Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, no, that's a street.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, what if Nebraska wins the national championship?
I'll be in Oklahoma.
Sign me up.
What if Nebraska softball wins the national title? Gosh. I can't even think about it.
Which is more likely, volleyball, Natty, or softball?
Volleyball. I'm going to go volleyball. Just because of who they are.
I would say volleyball because I'm more confident in the entire team. However, this softball team, there's no slouches. And in a sport like softball, one person, especially a pitcher, can make a lot of difference.
Text line, comment
That's
section,
crazy.
let us know, 402-464-5685. Which is more likely, a volleyball or a softball national championship?
What if they do
for
both?
Nebraska?
I'm done.
Lincoln
Get
will
it out of
burn.
here. Get it out.
Hour 2 on the block next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Koppel's big summer sales event is kicking off into high gear with lots of fantastic offers still going on. We've got 0.9% interest rates and trade-in bonuses on select new models. I know it all sounds too good to be true, but yes, 0.9% interest rates right now at Koppel. Also, we're ramping up our back-to-school vehicles, and our pre-owned inventory is filling fast. We've got great new pre-owned and GM-certified units ready to roll, so stop on by the dealership or online at koppelcars.com. Be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is the place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Today, to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
It's Christmas in July at Pillar Restaurant Group when you purchase a $100 gift card and receive a $15 bonus card. One gift card for all of our locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, the Butchery and Venue at Home, and all Lincoln Good Sense subs. Our Christmas in July gift card special is available at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations or online at prgnebraska.com. That's prgnebraska.com to get a $15 bonus card when you purchase a $100 gift card.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Comes you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Oh, this is hour 2 on the block. Austin Norman, Nick Sainer with you here at 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Starter Heyman Jewelers live video streams up and rolling for you. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. Got a couple responses on the text line. Some are saying volleyball for sure. One says, is it natty or bust? I assume in reference to the softball conversation, absolutely not.
Host a regional.
Yes.
That's where I'm
that's
at.
the goal.
That's where I'm at, right? It's Nebraska has had to, unfortunately, go to Stillwater the last 2 seasons and ran into a really good Oklahoma State softball team, Cowgirls, I think is what their official name is. But they've just figure out a way to host a regional. And if you can get a top 16 seed where you can host regional, or maybe even top 8 and you can host the super, then, see what happens.
Speaking of that Oklahoma State squad, Kelly Maxwell transferred. Their ace.
Oh, wow.
Is she coming too?
No.
Joining the party?
Nebraska's out of everything.
She's not going to Oklahoma either, which I thought would have been hilarious because they already got their 2 pitchers.
Right.
Which one of them was from Wisconsin and didn't have the best record. But whatever. I guess they see something we don't.
I guess. Someone else said bowling, and I would say bowling always has the best shot of any program to win a national championship at Nebraska.
Huge shout out to Paul Klumpa.
Well, if you're gonna throw out a team that we didn't mention, of course it's bowling.
Yeah, bowling. But there's going to be hopefully some wins at Bowlin. Bowlin.
On Ronda Revelle Field at Bowlin Stadium.
Yes.
As we went over.
It's not official yet, but it's going to
Eventually.
happen. I don't know. I guess how many more years do you think Ronda Revelle's the coach here?
As long as she wants to be.
Okay. I
5?
wonder.
7?
I mean, because there's going to be at some point here, probably in the next 15 years, or so, there's probably going to be a time where John Cook is no longer the volleyball coach, where Ronda Revelle is no longer the softball coach.
So Ronda just hit her 60s.
Yep.
So that's another, she can go 10, 15 if she wants.
How long did Michigan softball head coach go until she retired? Carol Hutchins. Carol Hutchins at Michigan went 66. So I mean, there's that. I'm not trying to say or put that into the air it's time for them to go.
One of the last shows we had, we talked about John Cook's successor, and people oh, he's not going to retire. Oh, is he retiring? Did we miss it? No. The hypotheticals, it's fun.
Yeah, it's one, it's interesting. We got this question again. What are they going to name after John Cook? We already
check the
podcast
a
little bit. Yes, check the podcast. There's going to be a statue, I'm sure, but they'll figure out a way, I think, to probably name a facility after him.
A guy that's
rightfully so.
Oh yeah, a guy that's not getting a facility named after him, Jeremy Pruitt.
Nope.
We talked about everything going on at Tennessee, the sanctions, the penalties they got. But this came out yesterday from Knoxville News. Tennessee was supposedly heavily involved in Walter Nolan's recruitment. For those who don't know, Walter Nolan was a 5-star in the class of 2022. Defensive lineman, defensive tackle, big dude, 6'4", 325. One of 4 perfectly rated 100 graded prospects according to 24/7, which seems insanely high, but he was number 2 behind Travis Hunter, who went to Jackson State, followed Dion to Colorado. Drew Aller, the top rated quarterback, was also a perfect 100, and Malachi Starks, who's at Georgia, also got the perfect 5-star 100 grade. But Walter Nolan's the story. Jeremy Pruitt is the story because on his visit, Tennessee paid $3,000 to host him on not just a visit, but a dead period visit. No visits allowed. Walter Nolan shows up on campus at Knoxville. When I first saw 3,000, my first thought, Nick, was this is the number 1 overall prospect and you're only spending $3,000 on an illegal visit. That just seems low. Are you even trying?
Why risk the illegal visit?
Yeah.
Did you see that? So Walter Nolan's dad came out and very, very aggressively denied that he visited Tennessee.
I did, and
illegally.
I don't believe that.
I guess I would ask you this, Austin. Other than their image, are the players, the high school athletes that went on these visits, are they at all liable?
That is a question that I think a lot of places are still grappling with. My initial thought is yes. If you're being recruited, you have to know the rules. It's on you to some degree because you need to have control of your own recruitment. You can't just go willy-nilly. There are rules in place. You should figure them out. The flip side of that token is there are plenty of student athletes in high school who have never been recruited before, who don't have any experience, any help in the process, and they'll take a coach's word for it. Oh, yeah, you're fine to visit.
Yeah.
Because how many high school students legitimately are paying attention to when dead periods are, right? They've got classes, they've got workouts, they've got other stuff on their mind. I can see how they would trust a coach to say, oh, yeah, just come to campus. It's fine. So I would say it's probably 70% on the adults to be the adults, not mislead kids and get them in trouble, and 30% on the kid or their advisor, their parent, to do the digging and make sure everything's on the up and up.
That's what's so interesting. Did you see how it was kind of broken down, the $3,000?
I saw approximately $1,000 in free meals and $550 in entertainment.
$70 of it goes to bowling. They went bowling.
Okay.
$250 in volunteers branded gear.
That's like 2 pieces.
$270 for a trip to the Ripley Aquarium.
Big fish guy.
and $238 at a local arcade.
Okay.
Arcades are still a thing?
Well, there's that arcade bar in the Haymarket.
That's right. I've never visited.
Purveyed once.
I have not. Did you?
Yes.
A fan?
It's fine.
Okay. I think I went down there, and then there was like 3 or 4 dogs that were just roaming in that place, and I thought, okay, this is not my place.
I went with a group of people.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have been my choice to go to. Also, I don't understand half those games. Like, for as simple as they are, like the 2 controls, they're just not as responsive as what we think of as video games. But that's quite a breakdown. But again, like, that's all it is. Like, it's just a boys' weekend.
Yeah, it is. And so what's crazy, I do wonder, so Walter Nolan is one of the 6 that experienced an illegal visit, right, during a dead period. Although Nolan's name was not directly referenced in the report, the Knoxville News Sentinel was able to connect the dots by cross-referencing the details with an anonymous source who has direct knowledge of the incident. Just once again, it says the visit was arranged a few weeks prior by Tennessee's former director of recruiting and was one of 6 illegal visits during the COVID dead period.
Yeah, Brian Niedermeyer is the name, who is also their inside linebackers coach. He paid student athletes to host Walter Nolan.
Jeez. Yeah.
An assistant coach paid his players to host someone on an illegal visit.
And that's what it's, because like then you can like keep drawing, I guess, accountability. And it's like, is that on then the players? Is that on just the coach? Is it on everybody involved? There's something, but what's the penalty?
Right.
How do you fine them for hosting a recruit when you're a college student yourself? Obviously you can fine the coach and you can penalize the coach and say, if he do the same thing you did with Jeremy Pruitt, where it's, if you get hired somewhere, you have to sit out a year. It's just crazy to think about all the people involved and that willingly did it knowing, hey, there's a pandemic going on right now. And at that time, everybody was aware of the new NCAA details because that was the talking point in
all you had to
collegiate
talk
athletics. Bingo, because that was the only thing going on. It's just crazy to think about it. Nolan's father, though, who is also named Walter, by the way, Walter Nolan's father said, quote, short and simple, it never happened. Go Aggies. That's all he said.
Multiple Tennessee coaches would deny otherwise.
Yeah.
Niedermeyer, Derek Ansley, the defensive coordinator, and a guy, we've heard it before, T. Martin, the wide receivers coach at the time. This happened. It's not worth denying it.
It's bonkers to think just, that's the thing is like, does Walter Nolan, Tennessee got off fairly easily.
Huge easy.
I mean, the $8 million is what did we decide? 5% of their athletics budget. So, I mean, that's something, but from a no bowl ban, number one, that's huge for Josh Heupel. Obviously they lose some scholarships, lose some abilities to evaluate in certain periods, lose some visits. But other than that, they kind of got off, I don't want to say scot-free, but relatively simple. And for everything that they did, putting the money in McDonald's bags and paying recruits illegally and just every single violation, 200 plus violations. It's like, I'm still just baffled by how everybody was involved.
That's just the thing. And I go back to where we started this too. Only $3,000 for Walter Nolan. Like, clearly he wasn't the only guy they were doing this with. So you can go 2 ways of it. Number one, if they knew that this was all the punishment they were going to get by some self-reporting, they avoid the bowl ban. If they knew this was all they were going to get, why don't you try harder to cheat? Go all the way in. Or if you're not going to get the guy, why is it worth it?
Well, and that's what's even better out of the entire thing is that the guy did not come to Tennessee.
Barely considered him, it seems like.
And so I just wonder, I would love to be involved in those conversations to where Jeremy Pruitt or whoever, director of recruiting, which Jeremy Pruitt's wife was involved in this entire thing as well. I would love to be a fly on the wall in those conversations to where it's like, hey, man, so we're going to have you out here. We're going to give you everything you need, plenty of gear, plenty of experiences, plenty of activities to do. Just don't talk about it. And Warren Nolan and his dad were just like, yeah, you know what? Cool, man. That sounds good to us. Mm-hmm. And they just let it happen. I don't understand maybe, I don't want to say morals because that's weird when you're saying college football, but just like having the wherewithal of, yeah, this is wrong. And the entire time that you're on the trip, no sense of guilt, no sense of, man, somebody's going to catch us eventually. Just being okay with it and living your life. It's just mind-boggling.
And I think that speaks more to just how toothless the NCAA has become in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because if, like you're saying, they knew this was wrong. They had to have known this was wrong. The coaches had to as well. Vacating wins doesn't do anything.
No.
Suspend the players, right? Keep them, out for 3 games. And yeah, he probably sits the non-con. That probably isn't as big a deal. But if they can have that attitude of, yeah, even if we get caught, it's going to be worth it because nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's how you know this isn't in a good spot. And the more and more that happens, the more and more we go down that road. Even in the NIL era, I still think SMU, what happened with them is possible. Even with NIL being legal, if you continue to do the dead period visits and that devil may care attitude, I'm not saying it's off the table.
So this comes from the NCAA, specifically NCAA.com or .org. And it's the press release of all the violations and kind of written out. And this is the first time I've read this off of this website. But it, under the column of direct payments to prospects, student athletes, and their families. And it says this: in addition to the impermissible paid visits, 2 prospects who later enrolled as student athletes received cash payments from the former head coach and or his wife. The first prospect, have you heard how and what their situations were?
Probably at one point, but refresh my memory.
Okay, so prospect 1. During the prospect's recruitment, the former head coach or his wife, who is not named as an involved individual in this case, provided the prospect's mother with $6,000 in cash, intended to be a new down payment on a new car for her, which is also a violation of NCAA rules and a recruiting inducement. After the prospect signed a national letter of intent and enrolled at the university, the head coach's wife continued to provide his mother with $500 in cash each month for car payments, at least 25 occasions.
Wow. Wait. So
$25,000
plus another $6K. That's
31
nice
grand.
Car. That's a pretty nice car.
$500 monthly payments. The head coach's wife also introduced her to a real estate agent who was also a Tennessee booster to assist her with finding a rental home in the Knoxville area. When the student athlete's mother signed her lease, $1,500+ was due at signing, and the head coach's wife provided her with $1,600 in cash to pay the deposit. The head coach's wife also arranged for another $1,600 payment to be made to the prospect's mother by assistant coach when she moved into the rental property later that month. As a result of these cash payments during his impermissible paid visits, the prospect went on to compete in 23 games while ineligible, including a bowl game. Prospect number 2 enrolled at Tennessee and was accompanied by his mother and sister. During this trip, his mother informed the head coach that she needed a medical procedure but could not pay for it due to outstanding medical debt. Before her departure from Knoxville, the head coach handed her an envelope with approximately $3,000 in cash. Records obtained by the school during its investigation indicate that the prospect's mother deposited $5,100 into her bank account 2 days after the former head coach bank account shows a cash withdrawal of the same amount. My goodness. Additionally, the head coach gave the prospect's mother $300 in cash to pay for gas. I mean, when you got a trail, and this is what just shocks me about people. If you're going to do this, make sure your tracks are covered. To where the mother of a prospect deposits $5,100, and just 2 days before, Jeremy Pruitt's bank account shows a withdrawal of $5,100.
I'm not going to try to give away how to get away with it, but if you know you're getting $5,100, number one, don't do it all at once, right? Take a couple chips to the bank.
Listen to Austin. This is how you get away with it.
Number two, maybe like take some cash out of an ATM at one point, deposit that alongside. Like there's an electronic trail, there's a paper trail. They're still going to catch you, but you can at least make it take a little longer.
Take a little longer.
At least try.
$5,100 is a very specific amount. To where, and just 2 days, you didn't even wait. You didn't even wait a month.
You couldn't stick in your pillowcase for a month.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. It's just crazy. But so that's just one of the violations, once again, under the direct payments to prospects, student athletes, and their families.
Good try, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Enjoy your slap on the wrist.
Jeez.
Let's keep talking SEC. I think it's a fascinating conference because of all the change at quarterback. I wonder if LSU's the favorite. I want your thoughts on that when we get back, especially as it relates to Alabama and Georgia. We'll keep talking college football here on The Block.
Great Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, you choose rewards. You'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit LibertyFirstCU.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, apart from a slight storm chance late in the day, we'll see mainly sunny skies and a high of around 85. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of storms, otherwise mostly clear skies, a low of around 64. And tomorrow mostly sunny, and then an afternoon storm chance is possible. We'll see a high of around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's a new era for Nebraska football with a new head coach. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days. Live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on July 26th and 27th. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Vershawn Jackson, Terrell Farley, Derek Pearson, Steve Sippel, and Jake Sorensen will be in Indy for our shows on Wednesday and Thursday. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by Ben Blaker of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate, Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, and the 1890 Initiative.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for firework Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with groups. When you need an outing the family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership service department.
17 times. They're Honda dealers.
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert care in Lincoln. From broken bones to complex reconstruction, our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block. We're back to it here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, or worldwide on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951. Make sure you've dropped a like, subscribe to those pages, and the podcast as well. We talked a little bit about John Cook, what gets named after him, had a question about that. Check the podcast, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, wherever you get them. Our podcasts are there. You can catch up on anything you miss here at 93.7 The Ticket. Diving back into college football here, Mr. Nick Sainer. Looking at the SEC, Georgia, two-time defending champion.
Yeah.
Alabama still has the best coach in the sport. LSU might have the most stability of all those teams, though. It's hard for me to want to bet against Georgia. It's hard for me to pick against a motivated Alabama, but LSU has comparable levels of talent, maybe not all the way across the board, but at least comparable. And they have the most settled quarterback.
Yeah.
Am I crazy to think LSU repeats in the SEC West?
No, because I can tell you this. Yesterday, when Rico and I decided to go through our predicted playoff teams, LSU is in mine.
No way. Okay.
It is. LSU is in mine. I think LSU falls to Georgia in the SEC championship game
again.
But I think LSU is the team to beat in the West. Now they do have to obviously travel to Tuscaloosa this year, but And that one's coming up Saturday, November 4th. So you get a good chunk of games under your belt to start up until the first week in November when you do go to Tuscaloosa. But outside of that, once again, like Georgia has the SEC East locked down in my eyes. I do believe, though, LSU, as much as I don't want to give Brian Kelly credit, he's kind of building something at LSU. They have a really, really good quarterback in Jaden Daniels. And I think LSU is slowly getting back to that point. LSU is that team that is really going to benefit from playoff expansion
big time,
because if their one loss in a year is to Bama, then they're still going to get in.
LSU and Penn State are in comparable situations. True or false?
Yeah, I suppose so. I don't know. It's tough. So, I mean, James Franklin, I just realized this yesterday when I was doing the show with Terrell. James Franklin has 4 11-win seasons in his 9 years with Penn State, but you almost don't know it because they just have one Big Ten title to show for it. They only have one Big Ten championship appearance to show for it. And I guess I think maybe it's comparable, not as much as maybe I would think off the cuff, just because in the SEC, obviously there's more eyes just always on the SEC. Penn State needs Ohio State and Michigan to have a down year. LSU, you're going to know about them. Everybody's going to be watching that Alabama LSU game, and whoever wins that one's going to be the SEC West representative.
Yeah, I'm going to phrase it this way. I think LSU has a higher ceiling. We've seen that with the multiple division titles and with the national championship. But I think Penn State's floor is a little higher just by virtue of playing in the Big Ten. If something blows up at LSU, we've seen them dip down to barely bowl eligible. We've seen Arkansas pop up here and there. Mississippi State has been fine. We'll see what Ole Miss does with 18 quarterbacks in their room. That SEC West is, I mean, Auburn, A&M, you can never fully write off. Maybe don't hype them up as much as we tend to in the offseason. But that SEC West is a murderer's row, not to mention Alabama. Whereas Penn State, I think you can pretty consistently chalk them up for 10 wins, see if they get one of the two of Ohio State or Michigan, or they're going to miss them some years now. They're not forced to play them every year.
That's what's intriguing. So looking at the SEC West, I really think it's probably a 3-team race between LSU, Bama, and potentially Ole Miss, right? I think Mississippi State is going to take a step back. I believe Arkansas is going to be that usual 8-win team. I really like Sam Pittman. I just don't know if they're not an LSU level.
No.
I do not think Peyton Thorne is that good of a quarterback.
Correct.
And so I believe that Auburn won't be that good under Hugh Freeze in their first year. And Texas A&M and Jimbo Fisher, you can't say anything other than just they're going to be a 6-6 team. So what's interesting there, I don't know how Penn State's like 2025 schedule shapes up, but I mean, I'm quickly pulling it up as fast as I can here. I don't know who they avoid. So in 2025, Penn State has USC on the road. They have Michigan on the road, and they have Michigan State as well as Maryland on the road.
I pick them to beat USC, lose to Michigan.
Interesting, man. So you on the road at USC, you think they'll be able to travel all the way across?
I do.
Okay,
I really do, because I think USC isn't. I go back to just how physical USC is. I think they spread things out, kind of like Ohio State does. But Ohio State's always just been that little bit better than Penn State. They put last year's game away thanks to JT Tuiomaloau in the second half. But Penn State has always played Ohio State tough. That'll be, I think, a higher scoring game. But I think Penn State still has more talent across the board and is more dependable than USC, even traveling.
I should have probably referenced 2024, and I skipped a year. I put 2025 ahead. 2024, so in 2 seasons, Penn State is going to be, well, first of all, they host Nebraska. But they also will host Ohio State and host USC. Back-to-back weeks, Penn State is going to have Ohio State and USC. They missed out on Michigan. They don't have to play the Wolverines, and they don't have to play UCLA. They will travel. So, but their non-con features a road game at West Virginia to start the year next season.
Okay. With or without Neil Brown is the question.
Probably without. Definitely without. So West Virginia. So Penn State's road games next year. Think about that. Look at this: at West Virginia, and then at Indiana, and then they are at home 5 straight weeks before they finish off with 3 straight road games.
Oh, that's tough.
At Purdue, at Rutgers, at Wisconsin.
That's not as tough as I thought.
Not as tough. Wisconsin is okay. I guess since we're having this we've fully dove into a Big Ten conversation now. But where are you at with Wisconsin?
I am in many places with Wisconsin. My initial thought is wait and see, right? Just be patient. In year one, I don't want to make too many grand assumptions. I think Phil Longo's good at what he does. I think it's going to be different. I can appreciate what their AD did in taking a swing and looking towards the future. What my heart wants to believe is that Wisconsin is making the same mistake as Nebraska did, going away from something that works and trying to force it, right? They have the idea of swinging bigger, but it's not going to necessarily be something that you can do in 1 or 2 years. That's a program-wide, athletic department-wide philosophy change to some degree. So I'm not 100% confident of their success with it. But then I look at who's involved, right? Luke Fickell is an adult. He knows how to put in the work. You know, he's from that kind of upper Midwest area, is used to Big Ten country. Even though he is changing styles, he's not going to let his team forget the basics. I also don't know the inner workings of Wisconsin's athletic department. Haven't heard nearly as many stories about them as I have, Nebraska. But I can tell you Wisconsin across the board has had sustained success in multiple sports, in multiple revenue sports, such as they are. So my head tells me that just because they're doing something similar-ish to what Nebraska wanted to do on the field, I think they're better equipped to handle it off the field, and it's not going to backfire like it did here.
So North Carolina last year, where Phil Longo, now the current Wisconsin offensive coordinator, was at, North Carolina last year in rushing offense finished 67th in the country. Wisconsin finished back up top, up towards the top at 46th, just to throw it in there. Nebraska finished right at 100th.
North Carolina is the year that I think, the most reflective year. He had Javonte Williams and Michael Carter at North Carolina. Both of those guys went for at least 1,100 yards. I mean, they ran the ball 313 times between those two backs alone for 2,385 yards and 28 touchdowns.
Even in 2022, North Carolina averaged 153.5 yards per game on the ground.
And that's enough.
That's enough. And that was with an NFL type of quarterback in Drake May, who's going to be a top 5 pick in this upcoming NFL draft, as long as things are as the way people are projecting them. So as we've gotten closer to the season, and I've dug a little deeper, you have a guy in Tanner Mordecai that's thrown for over 7,000 yards and 72 touchdowns. 7,000 yards being over the last 2 seasons at SMU, and 72 touchdowns in his career. Loves to throw the football. Braylon Allen, who is as good of a running back as they come in the Big Ten. Maybe not to the or maybe
he's
not
the closest thing we've seen to Derrick Henry since Derrick Henry.
Maybe not to Blake Corum but he's built more like a Travion Henderson, I suppose. But he is well capable of carrying the rock 25 times a game or around that time, like Wisconsin used to. And then you also have a backup in Ches Malusi, which is a nice little 1-2 punch if Malusi can stay healthy this season. You also have an offensive line that has 2 guys on the all Big Ten first team preseason team. I never know how to organize or order those words. But you have 2 offensive linemen that are there on there as well. And so I'm real curious to see how Wisconsin kind of shapes up this season and how they try to balance the best of both worlds. where they try to cater to a transfer quarterback that slings the ball around, and then also caters to a guy that was real outspoken about how disappointed he was when Paul Chryst got fired and still stuck around in Braylon Allen.
Oh, absolutely. The whole passing doesn't work in the Big Ten narrative is clearly false. You just need the dudes to do it, right?
Yeah.
Just like you need the dudes to run the ball, because nobody says Ohio State throws the ball too much.
No.
Nobody says Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, you go on and on down the list, got the ball too much.
Mm-hmm.
They were still able to run the ball effectively when they needed to, for the most part, but they also had that explosive capability. And that's what I think the vision is for Wisconsin. I don't know if I trust Khymer Dyke to be that guy in year one necessarily. Not his first year, but in year one of a new offense. So I think it's going to take a couple years for Wisconsin to get that skill talent in the building. But a big year one from him, I think, expedites that process by a year.
Well, and what's interesting, I mean, going back to like quarterbacks here, you saw Luke Fickell. They recruited a quarterback in 2023. Or they got multiple transfers. That's what I was. Got multiple transfers. They got a guy, obviously in Tanner Mordecai, who's a grad transfer.
Mm-hmm.
And so one season for Tanner Mordecai from SMU, he's felt like he's been in college for about 7 years. They got Braden Locke from Mississippi State. And then they got Nick Evers from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So looking ahead, and both of those guys, take this for what you will, both of those guys were really high rated 4 stars coming out of high school. And so when you look, I mean, especially Nick Evers, he was the 137th best player and 8th best quarterback in the entire country. And he spent one year at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
You had Braden Locke, who was at Mississippi State, who was rated the 368th best player in the country. Both of those, not super high rankings, but serviceable.
Higher than Wisconsin's used to getting.
And also, when you look at depth, like that's another big thing, and Nebraska fans know it all too well, is the depth and unfortunate drop-off in Nebraska from QB1 to QB2 to QB3. If any team, especially in the Big Ten Conference, if it's a physical type of running and obviously physical type of play, and that's what we got on the text line from Byron the Hog Farmer, is how does Mordecai throw in cold weather, and how does their line do with a completely different offense? Along those lines, is Mordecai able to stay healthy in cold weather? Those injuries, those little nagging injuries, become more and more annoying in the cold,
mm-hmm.
right? And so how does his body handle the cold weather after getting hit now for what feels like 7 years in a row? You don't know. But if you can have guys in the back that fit not only your scheme, but also guys that this coaching staff brought in and are obviously comfortable with, then maybe there's not such a big drop-off in quarterback play. Oh, and don't forget you have Braylon Allen.
That's the thing. I think Braylon Allen mitigates a lot of number one in that, yes, there are some good defenses in the Big Ten, but if Wisconsin can run the ball consistently, Tanner Mordecai won't be asked to hit more than, 5 throws in key moments when it gets, to run the ball weather. And I'd be more worried about number 2, right? That shift in mindset from we're going to get downhill, we need to reset the line of scrimmage, to pass blocking, where you're literally not allowed to, where it's more about holding your ground than resetting the line of scrimmage. So I'm much more worried about number 2 than number 1 for Wisconsin.
Here's an interesting idea. When you're going in like Luke Fickell is and changing everything you want to do, is it better to gradually do it or abruptly do it? Maybe with the abruptness, you're potentially kind of saying this year's not going to be good. But with the gradual, it's not what you want.
Let's go to our last break of the show and talk about that in the crossover.
Okay.
That deserves some time to dig into. We'll do that to finish out on the block next.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver to your farm farm for free. Acres, field.
The wait is over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets are going fast, so buy yours today. To purchase premium tickets and for more information, visit LincolnAirShow.com. We'll see you at the Guardians of Freedom Air Show in late August.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
It's a new era for Nebraska football with a new head coach. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days. Live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis on July 26th and 27th. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Vershawn Jackson, Terrell Farley, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, and Jake Sorensen will be in Indy for our shows on Wednesday and Thursday. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by Ben Bleicher of Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate, Gary Michaels Clothiers, Warhorse Gaming, A1 Automotive, and the 1890 Initiative. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, apart from a slight storm chance late in the day, we'll see mainly sunny skies and a high of around 85. Tonight we'll see a slight chance of storms, otherwise mostly clear skies, a low of around 64. And tomorrow mostly sunny, and then an afternoon storm chance is possible. We'll see a high of around 90. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR, and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit LibertyFirstCU.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great. We're
definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Vershawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red.
Old School with DP and J.
As long as it's taken for him to build up that program to be pretty successful by their standards and look, pretty successful by Big Ten West standards, you have to take that into accountability. You can't be an impulsive, in the moment type of decision maker, because how you handle Pat Fitzgerald could stymie you from hiring, because those coaches talk.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here one final time on the block for the week, joined by Boss Man DP in the house. DP, how's it going?
Gentlemen, it is a great day to have a great day.
Always is.
Have you just been in a good mood for the last 48 or 24 hours with the Washington Commanders sale?
I went through. I tried to explain it yesterday. That it's like you love someone, something, and then they just start doing some stuff that you can't get with. Like I just can't mess with that. And I didn't say it as nicely as that, but mess with that is the phrase that I came up with. And it's like your best friend decided to marry a woman that you know is not good for him.
And you tried to tell him.
You try to tell him. You try to, and then they start to pick up some of the tendencies of her, and you just go, okay, that like I just can't mess with you no more. Like love you, like I don't stop loving you. I just can't mess with you no more. And then somebody, Husker fans are all over the place, man. They're like, yeah, we definitely know what that feels like. Like we keep waiting for them to do better. Like get smarter and do better, be a better human, like be a better Husker. And you keep asking for them, like, hey, are you sane yet? Are you
you cool? We
like,
good?
Like have you do we need an intervention? Yeah. Do we need to go to therapy? Like, do we need to go to do we need to go to Husker therapy? Like, do we need to go talk this out? Can we talk it out? Because not everything is salvageable. So watching this process has been like, oh, they're getting divorced. Oh, they got a divorce. But I still don't know. But I still don't know what stink is on it, right? Like I don't know what. Like the skunk got you.
Yeah.
And you. I know you're no longer living with the skunk.
You got your 2 cans of tomato juice. Is that enough?
Like, is it? And even if it is enough for the stench, the stench was on you.
You got skunked.
Like,
you got to live with that.
Right? Like, that Nick, she's the girl that, yeah.
Yep.
Look at Nick's face.
Yep.
He went there. Like, he went there 100%. He went there.
Has it been any easier being out of the DMV with this going on?
No, because it's a small world now. So it's not. Plus, I'm going through so my oldest brother went through a divorce. My little brother is currently going through a divorce. And he's just out of it. He's just he's getting a new house. Like, it's that time, everybody's excited because you see that he's no longer with that person. He's no longer doing that thing. And then you're checking his behavior, right? You're checking the behavior because some of the behavior is different, but some of the behavior vaguely reminds you of the last person he dated, and you can't quite get over it, right? Like, you just, I don't know if I trust you. I want to trust you because I love you. I just don't know if I trust you, which is terrible.
Yeah. Hey, but 800 million turned into 6.05 billion is quite a big jump. And 60 million that he got fined, Dan Snyder got fined, is a drop in the bucket.
This is why I can't.
I mean,
like I can't even go back to the crib. I can't even go to the house.
6 billion.
Because in they said, listen, we're going to let you need to get out of the house. We're going to pay you to get out of the house.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you to just leave. Go away. Sound familiar? Yes. Yes, it does. Right? Yes, it does. And then not only that, but you're going to leave some additional stink by leaving other lawsuits that have to be cleaned up after you. So not only did I buy the house, I have to fumigate the house. Then I have to I have to gut the house and get to the foundation of it again. Oh, then you didn't tell me that there was a body in the backyard and they just found it right on the day of closing. The day after closing, you found a body, and it's a sizable body. Like you did some things to this body, and I can't even feel good about it because now I own the yard, but I also know some terrible things happen in that yard, no matter what.
Where's the next one?
Right? Like, and what are the odds that it was just one? Yeah. Especially because your neighbors leaned across the fence and was like, there's more than one, right?
How do you know there's more than one? How many are in your backyard?
Hey, and why didn't you tell anybody when it was happening? When they were here, why didn't you tell anybody? There are bodies everywhere.
Their excuse would be, I didn't want to be next.
I didn't want to be next, and I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be like, because this is a reputable guy. Right? This is a reputable guy. Tons of money. Great neighborhood.
I was to say, what now?
Right? Great neighborhood.
Dan
right?
Snyder, reputable guy.
Reputable guy.
Reputable. No, because think of all the people, all the millionaires who decided to do business with him.
Oh, well, yeah.
How many billionaires? Like 31 billionaires decided to do business with this guy. Right? Mm-hmm. They purposefully chose. And they took a vote. They took a vote and said, yep, one of us.
One of us.
What?
One of
Have
us.
we heard
One
that
of
before?
us.
I just want to keep pointing out. I just want to
parallels.
keep pointing it out to you that y'all better pay attention to Washington because their parallels are there. Now, if Washington goes and just happens to catch lightning in a bottle and wins the NFC East, guess what that means for the Big Ten? Hey, man, give it a shot. And if you can pull that off, guess what? We may forget the body. We may say it's really terrible that the body that happened.
Yeah.
But what a nice neighborhood this is. What a great house this is. Look what they've done with it. Oh, you put in a pool.
It just needs some touch up. It just needs some touch up.
You put a spa in where you spent a lot of good money building a new thing so that people will pay attention to the new thing instead of the bodies.
It's not new. It's nicely preserved. It was the guy before that guy.
Yeah, and it for $60 million, while it's not $125 million, it's still $60 million. This is my life.
It's unbelievable. So
let's pause for ID before you ask your next question. How about that?
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you still a free agent fan?
Yeah, I'm still in the transfer portal.
Okay.
I get my emails at the transfer portal.
Wow.
Transferportal.edu. NFL transferportal.edu.
When does your top 5 graphic come out?
The top 5, we tried to go through it last year and we failed because none of the people delivered on the NIL that they had committed to. Like Jay Foreman sold me a whole bill of goods on Buffalo and what they were going to be, jerseys of some sort, never got them. Like I was like, wait a minute. That sounds like something else I know.
Are you in it for a team that's good, a team that has history, a team that's building, a team that catches your eye with jerseys? What's the DP fan profile?
So we went. It really is recruiting out loud.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
It really is we went through it last year, and I said
McDonald's bag around here somewhere.
Right.
You got the good sense bag word?
No, we're not doing that to good sense.
Yeah,
we're not doing that to good sense.
Bagman. It was one, I didn't want to be a part of a fan base that didn't need any other fans. Like there's some organizations that just, quite frankly, they don't need any other fans.
Mm-hmm.
It's as a matter of fact, they're a little obnoxious and it's a little too much. They have people that root for them that know nothing about the team and never lived where the team lived and didn't exist. They don't really know. They know whatever version of it is important to them. Like, oh, the Super Bowl years. Well, what about the not Super Bowl years? Did you know them too?
There are more of those.
Right? Like, did you not know them? And then there are evil empires. And I'm not going to just jump on the bandwagon of what's conveniently cool, right? There has to be a reason for me to love them. And the adorable loser certainly is in play, right? Somebody that I can root for, that I don't expect them to win, but if they win, I'm going to be obnoxious about it, right? Like
Detroit Lions.
Well, but that would be a perfect, that's in the range.
Yeah.
That's in the range, except for I'm not sure I can see myself going to a Detroit Lions football game, home football game.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like, there's nothing aesthetically about me going other than, hey, I'm going to go to Motown. I'm going to go down and see Barry Gordy's house. Other than that, I don't have a real desire to go watch the Lions play. So then where would I want to go? Like, what stadium, what home field experience do I want to get in? Now, my former bosses are all off the charts. Now, they could end up being my top 5. But the reality is Washington, Charlotte, Baltimore, Carolina, Houston. All of them have given me reason to support and not support. These are the friends you know. These are the friends and family you know. Then it becomes, do the Packers really need another outsider doing fake Lambeau leaps? Like, does Raider Nation really need, like, they're in Vegas, they're in the world capital of transient fans. The Cowboys, it's an evil empire. Patriots fans, no.
Unbearable. Oh
no, right? Like absolutely right. Like, he's recording. That's the only way he's not responding.
That's okay.
So then it leaves me also Rands and maybes. Now, somebody pitched the Chiefs because they're out of convenience, but they're the champions.
You don't want to be that fan.
I don't want to be that dude.
Yep.
I don't want to. I don't want to be
that.
I have a grown man love affair thing happening with Travis Kelce, but it's not enough
to overcome the fact that they're the champs.
They're the champs already. They don't need it.
Yeah.
Eagles are in the NFC East. Can't do it. Giants, NFC East. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Spent too many years of my early life wishing ill things upon them.
Niners don't need it.
Niners don't need it, but there is some aspect of still underdog currently, and that they've gone on their, they've ascended and descended with the same velocity and ferocity. The Rams are just not interesting enough.
What about the Chargers crosstown?
The Chargers had me because, again, I spent a lot of time in San Diego with the Chargers, and they treated me really well. Like in the Bobby Beathard days, I mean, I could go to Chargers practice, sit next to Alex Spanos and Charlie Joyner and just shoot the breeze. And that's what we did for 2 years. It was a really good stretch. So the Chargers are in my 5.
Any AFC South, I would tell you no. They all seem pretty boring to me. I would welcome you on the Colts bandwagon, but I also don't want to do that to you.
Well, I don't know what to do with the Colts.
Same, actually.
Like what like they have a nice personality.
they're a solid 6.5.
Right, like okay, probably can cook. Sane ish.
Girl next door Midwest
but got the really crazy father. Like got the really crazy dad.
He's sitting on the porch with the shotgun.
Oh, like,
and it's only 8:55.
Like crazy dad all the way, right? Like we fully understand that this dude exists and at any time he could flip. He could flip all the way. Tennessee? No.
They're going back to the Oilers this year.
If they go back to go back in full though.
Okay.
Go all the way back to the Oilers uniforms, you're in my 5.
Okay.
Only because, you're going to force me to go to Nashville, which I'd love. Okay, so I can go to Nashville and watch a ball game. It's going to be a boring game because of style of play. Yeah. Again, fine 6.5.
6.5, but with a different side of a 6.5. Right?
Yeah,
Indy
like
doesn't have that other side like Nashville does.
It's the hot 6.5 that can't cook though.
Right.
Like there's not. You're not gonna you're not gonna do a whole lot out on the town. Like you're just not. Like what are we doing tonight? Netflix. Like that, and that's okay. Except Netflix. Like you can get that anywhere. Anybody, anytime. I don't like the Ravens have slowly creeped back into it because I'm less, but the way they treated Lamar tells me again, your dad's a little bit loony too.
Cincy,
I have some family blood that tells me Cincy is the thing.
That's close to hopping on the bandwagon, though.
But it's very close now. But they didn't win.
They didn't win it.
They didn't win it. And Cincy, with the Reds rolling right now, Cincinnati fans are really loud right now, and deservedly so because they've gone through a lot. Yeah. So Cincy, Pittsburgh is in the conversation.
Vikings,
but the Black and Gold Club doesn't need any more fans.
Correct.
Like 80 is enough for all of Lincoln, Nebraska. Like 80 is enough of a Steelers fan that, quite frankly, that's it. And I caught a whole bunch of Steeler fans at a bar here watching NFL, and I was like, nope, not going to do it. Like, I love the old Steelers, but current Steeler fans make me want to pound my head against the wall. So I still don't know. I'll work on my 5. That's literally what we should start with old school. Old school, we have Amanda Hart from Nebraska women's basketball going to come on and join us, talk a little hoops, talk about what's going on in the program and their trip to Greece and what's going on there. Maybe take some listener ideas on how to raise some money for NIL for women's basketball and women's sports here in Nebraska. We'll talk about that as well.
Excellent. Nick, appreciate you filling in.
Thank you. I have good news. The Cubs just beat the Cardinals, guys.
Way to go, Cubs. They figured out how to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, but what's the good
news? Out how Wi-Fi works.
That's the good news.
What's the good news?
That's the good news.
Oh, okay.
They lost yesterday. They bounced back.
Are they buyers now?
As long as they don't sell Cody Bellinger, I'm going to be an okay fan. Don't even get me started on that. That'll be a rant for August 1st.
There you go. 10 days away. We'll look forward to it.
10 days away.
He's Nick. I'm Austin. This has been On the Block. We'll be back with you on Monday from 2 to 4. But you just heard from DP what's coming up on Old School. 4 to 6 here, 93.7 The Ticket, wherever you consume us worldwide. Talk to you in a sec.
Are you tired of living in pain? It's time to take control. At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, we're your one-stop shop for expert from broken bones to complex reconstruction. Our skilled team will help you get back on track. Visit prairieortho.com today and discover why we're the trusted choice for thousands of patients. Don't let pain hold you back. Take the first step towards a better pain-free life with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Call 402-489-4700.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, Nebraska's leading John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Each combine includes our A-plus uptime program to keep you running flawlessly throughout harvest season. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model equipment. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 25th are $2 off a pound of Denver steaks. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go big.
If you want all the labor from those big banks, but you also want that home feel when you walk in the front doors, they have to make banking so easy, and I live on the go. Now I can bank. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love it.
If you Have concerns about your drinking water, just call Bryant. If your water doesn't look right, smell right, or taste right, Bryant can help. If your water has high levels of iron, Bryant can help. If you're tired of foggy dishes and dingy clothes, Bryant. Whatever your home water needs are, Bryant